Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here, and I'm excited because I got the one and only Mitch Patel of Vision Hospitality Group. But before we talk to Mitch, I want to thank our friends over at Hotelier. Hotelier, the software behind every great host. Please check them out at hotelier.com. I got to tell you, my head is spinning. I think I got whiplash. I don't know what to be thinking about right now about the state of our industry. I'm getting two sides of the story. Everything's amazing, everything's horrible. How do you see it?
I don't know if everything is amazing and everything is horrible. So
I'm more of the middle. I'm more of in the middle guy.
you might see
Yeah.
a third side,
Yeah.
which I might see.
Yeah.
And so, look, I mean, it's a little too early to talk about if everything is just going downhill. And so it's this. I mean, it's
That helps get me clicks, man. Let's talk about a horrible thing.
okay, well, I don't know about that, but let's talk about a few things, So we are absolutely seeing a slowdown in demand. We saw some of it last year in 24, and then now in 25, January was down, February was a little up. March in bookings going forward, we're seeing a softening, no question, in all aspects of the business. Group is okay, but leisure and even corporate travel now. So we want to be as prepared as possible, right? For if something does happen that could be worse. I mean, you've heard, I don't want to be gloomy one bit, but our business, our economy in this country, 70%, right, of our business is consumer demand, right? And consumer demand is based on consumer confidence.
That's right.
And consumer confidence is household balance sheets, right? And so you look at the market, you look at credit card debt, you look at inflation, all those things factor into demand. And so we're seeing some sort of softening at many of our hotels. And then you add the Doge, right? Yeah, some of the government business. 3 to 4% of all travel is government, so it's not a huge amount, but it's very localized.
And it really, right, it's a situation of what property it is. Now, I've done a couple of other interviews where I've talked to a couple of CEOs where one person got hit with $2 million loss. Another person I just talked to between March and April are losing $1 million because of this.
Absolutely. So it's very localized.
And again, they're in areas that have a lot of government demand. This is not some hotel on the side of a highway.
Absolutely. And I'll give you a couple of examples. I mean, we have 2 hotels that we're getting quite a bit of IRS training business.
Right.
Well, that's dissipated.
Yeah, right.
And then some other hotel, we're getting significant amount of government contract business, and they froze that contract. And so, yes, all of that can impact individual hotels.
So then how do you stop playing defense and start playing offense?
Yeah, look, we could talk all day long, Glenn, about scenarios and what's going to happen 3 months, 6 months, a year from
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's very difficult to predict, and that's out of our control, right? So what I advise people, and I'm advising my own team, I'm going to advise people that are out there listening to this episode is, control what you can control, right? And so what we talk about, look, we've been through economic storms.
Hey, if we were 5 years ago, we went through something. If we could make it through that, we can make it through anything.
Absolutely, you nailed it. And we've been through a storm in 01, a 08, 09 with the Great Recession. And like you just mentioned, 5 years ago, oh my, in our wildest imaginations, what we went through, and we made it through that. So any type of storm that comes next, and it could come 3 months from now, it could come a year from now. Yeah. This is a cyclical business, so you always have to be aware of that.
I'm laughing because every time the cycle changes, everyone seems shocked and surprised that it has.
Yeah, I know exactly. So what I always talk about, Glenn, is look, when these storms come, do you want a brick house or do you want a straw house? Right. Yeah. So we want to have the best brick house in the industry. And so what makes a brick house for us, and it might be different for others, is the brands that we partner with, the markets that we're in, our debt, liquidity, and most importantly, how we operate our hotels, our people, our culture, our service culture. And all of that makes a brick house. And so we're going to focus really hard on making sure that that house is strong. So if a storm comes, we're not just fixing things in our own portfolio. Guess what? We're looking for opportunities.
I love that. And I will tell you, during that COVID period, there were several companies that made bold moves that everybody's like, what are you thinking? but they knew that the industry would come back. And now, as I said at the time, they are heroes for doing what they did, at least from the financial side of things, you know?
Oh, there's no question about that. Warren Buffett says investors should be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. I don't like that word greedy. We're in the hotel.
I would say overly aggressive.
Sure. And I'll use the word opportunistic.
Yeah.
So, in 2010, 11, when the Great Recession occurred, we had a small portfolio, about 8, 9 hotels.
Right.
But we built 14 hotels
During that
from 2010 to 13, 14. Wow. And we took advantage.
then you were able to ride the upcycle.
Absolutely. We took advantage of the opportunity that was presented to us. So the point of the story here is that there are even greater opportunities in difficult times.
And listen, you've heard me say this before, where others see challenges, a person like him sees opportunity, and that makes all the difference in our world. Before we end, generally speaking, how are you thinking about technology in order to lower costs while also simultaneously bringing you closer to the guest?
No, absolutely. Look, technology is definitely going to be the key to help our business model going forward. Our owner's business model has been very challenged, right? Revenues have gone up, the record revenues in the last 4 or 5 years, but expenses have gone up at a greater clip. Labor costs, cost of goods, insurance, debt. So we have to reverse that. And the only way that could work is if we utilize technology to our advantage. And so we're slow to move on technology. You know that. It's a very, this industry has been around for a long, long time, but we have to embrace it, and we have to have the brand companies aboard to help us make our business model better, because it can't be sustainable.
Right. Yeah. And that's one of the great things about our business. It continues to change. It continues to mature. It continues to take new opportunities that are developed in the market and help create profits for the bottom line. Great seeing you, man.
Great seeing you, Tigger.
And I really appreciate you all watching. Please like and share this video, and we'll see you next time right back here on No Vacancy. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.